Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out with Jeamie TKV. Back again. How's things?
Yeah,
How are you, man?
everything is good. Just training, staying staying fit because you never know when the next date might come. So you're just staying ready.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Staying in the gym. We've obviously recently seen Tyson Fury, AJ, Alexander, all on social media all the time.
Yeah,
Um, but since we last spoke, obviously AJ versus Usyk happened, which is what I want to talk about first anyway. The whole event was good. The fight was good, and then afterwards we saw a different kind of AJ, but also um, a heart full of emotion, heartfelt, I guess you could say. But yeah, it was
yeah.
it was it was weird. What was your immediate reflections on the fight, on the aftermath and everything like that?
Well, I feel like AJ put on a better performance compared to the previous fight. He like for me, he was doing well. I personally think um the last maybe 3 rounds is the reason why he lost the fight. If he had kept it up, because the judge it was a split loss for AJ, so and the judge did um pick Joshua as the winner. So I mean, if he and the scorecards were quite close, so if he probably kept up the same momentum and pace as he did in the previous round, I personally think he probably would have taken that. That person, like just thinking back on it, because the scorecards were quite close, and one judge actually put him as a winner. So, but I mean, obviously he had an outburst at the end of it, but I guess it was more like a mental breakdown, or because I feel like a lot of people were talking a lot online, and a lot of people were talking in general that he should do this, should do that. He should be like this, he should be like that. But it's not as easy. Just it's easy to talk, but it's not easy to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I mean, I feel like he got to a point where he lost it. That he was emotional, he was really upset because we never seen AJ do that before. So yeah, it was just I was shocked to see what. At first, I was shocked, but I understood it after. It was just an emotional breakdown for him. That's all.
yeah, of course. And then obviously we now have a situation where Tyson Fury could be looking at coming back and fighting Alexander Usyk, which is, I guess you could say, the biggest fight in boxing. Although you could look at it and say AJ Wilder would be bigger. How would a fight between Usyk and Fury for the undisputed go in your eyes? Having
You know
seen,
what? You know what? Um, at first, I always say that what's in it? Tyson Fury actually struggles with southpaws, but having a proper think and sit down and watching both fighters and the way um Usyk's fight with Joshua went, I actually do now think that Tyson Fury actually beats him. But for me, it won't be as an easy fight, and I still think that Usyk can still win. But Tyson Fury can be the guy that will beat Usyk. He's capable. Come on, it's Tyson Fury, but I feel like that would be the guy to beat Usyk. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put anyone in, you gotta have faith in Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? If he comes unstuck and he struggles, he's Usyk's a special. He's a special fighter, but the person to do it, I think, will be Tyson Fury.
yeah, it's an interesting one because Fury is such a good fighter, and so is Usyk, but it wouldn't be as entertaining for the masses, for the casual fans, as an AJ Wilder. And for that, it's almost like, what would you say is the bigger fight, AJ Wilder or Usyk Fury?
I say AJ. No, sorry, I say Usyk and Fury. The reason being is because both guys have been beat now. They've been beaten their rematches and stuff like that. It's like they're out of the picture now. So even if they were to fight each other, yes, it's still going to be a big fight, but it's not going to be as much of a bigger fight than the last two men standing in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Those are the last two left in the heavyweight division to run it. Those are the last two. Whoever wins that is the best in the heavyweight division in this era. Even though AJ and Wilder will be a very big fight, but it doesn't hold the same weight as the the world champions. The last two standing.
Yeah, definitely. How would AJ Wilder go?
Ooh, I don't know. Do you know what? I, most would say Wilder KO win. Yeah, I, I could probably see that happening, but at the same time, I feel like Joshua can bully him as well because Wilder's not really good at like taking pressure and being pressured. So yeah. So, 1 second. So, yeah. So yeah, Wilder is it like we saw in that second fight? Probably no. Yeah, the second and third fight with Fury that once Wilder got pressured, he lost composure. He didn't know what to do. So I feel like if AJ does the same tactics, takes the fight to him, I think he'll be capable of beating him and probably stopping him.
Yeah, it's going to be entertaining either way if that ever happens.
Yeah.
How are you anyway on a personal note? How's your year been so far? How would you reflect on it? We're entering September tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you know what? So far, this has been a very good year. I have no complaints. I mean, from the beginning with my announcement with Sky Sports, live on Sky Sports, it was amazing. Like surreal. Like, but since then, everything's been on the up. Like, I've I've obviously had only 2 fights, but everything's been great so far.
Yeah.
I'm happy, and I'm training. I'm getting better. So it's been for me. Like this has been the best year in my whole boxing career, from amateur to professional. Well, this is my first year as a professional, but it's been an amazing year for me personally.
What's one thing that you've learned?
Um, it's just patience. I've learned patience because in the amateurs we was used to fighting quite consistently. We fight like 3 times in 1 week sometimes. Like competitions 1 weekend and stuff like that. So um, now you gotta wait months and months training. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for that fight. And it's not personal. It's just business in that sense. You know what I'm saying? The right fights, the right moves at the right time. So I guess I'm learning, and I have learned patience over time now.
Okay. So next year or towards the end of this year, do you think domestic opponents is something that you're going to be looking at?
I mean, if it is the right fight, yeah, definitely. I mean, and if it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? If it makes sense,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I'll fight anyone that it makes sense. If we're crossing paths, I'll fight them. There ain't no issue with that. If we cross paths, we cross paths. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, that's exciting. Something to look forward to. What kind of sparring have you been getting this year as well?
I've been sparring a lot. I've done a lot of rounds. Been doing a lot of rounds with Daniel Dubois, Denson McKean, who's with Matchroom
Yeah.
boxing gym with Tony Sims and Peter Sims. I've been doing. Sorry, you know what? See, when I get asked this question, some of the names just slip out my mind. I've been actually doing a lot of rounds with Fabio Wardley.
Nice.
Yeah, Fabio Wardley. Who else? Dave Adelaide. Who else? There's a few names just not clicking, but
Not short of sparring then.
they know. Yeah, they know who they are. I mean, I got a chance to do some rounds with Peter Kadiru while he was over here helping Dubois, and the American Jeremiah Milton. Don't know if you heard of him, the heavyweight. Um, yeah, I've had very good, like to be honest, very good sparring. So this year has been a great year of sparring. I can't complain, and it's brought me on. It's made me better. It's given me the confidence. So it's been great.
That's quality. What about those Dubois spars? Was there a good one in particular? How was that?
Now, me and the boy always have good spars. The boy is a very talented fighter, as you know. He's currently the regular world champion, so the spars are always good. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I know the boy from when he was young. I first sparred him when he was 16, so I know that I used to spar him from when he was 16
Right.
until he was like 20. But we spent some time. I think like 3 4 years I wasn't sparring him. Then I started sparring him again this year. But I've known the boy for years. I've known him from a young age. So yeah, I'm very familiar with him, and he's familiar with me.
Mad. One more. If he was to fight Dillian White, there are small rumors of that potential fight happening soon.
Yeah,
What would you make of it for both sides? But how would you also see that playing out?
For me, Dubois KO. That's I, I don't know about DILLIAN WHYTE at the moment, but I know Dubois knocks him out. There ain't no question around. There's no way going around anyway. Like Dubois knocking him out. Let's put it that way.
Do you think he reaches that world heavyweight champion status within the next year or two? Obviously, with the unification fight being tied up, as we say, undisputed, we could be looking at one by the end of this year. Do you feel like Dubois' chance can come soon?
What, to fight for a world title?
He's got the WBA regular.
To be honest, yeah. To be honest, yeah, he is already in line. To be honest, I do think once the smoke clears, you know, all these heavyweights. Once that smoke clears, I think you'll be able to go through and fight for a title. I don't know who would have the WBA because I think he's on the WBA route. So I do think by next year he'll be fighting for that super. Or do they call it the super? Because I know he's got the regular. Yeah,
honestly, it shouldn't be
too much complications, man. Listen, there needs to be not that many belts. I feel like that kind of kills the value of having a belt.
Yeah, you're not alone in thinking that. I think the regular and the super is probably the most pointless out of all. The fact that there's 4 different belts. There's even 5 if you count the IBO. But the fact that there's a super and a regular world champion is probably the most embarrassing thing about the sport. This convo, if we start here, we could honestly finish at like 12 p.m. tomorrow because it's just the politics is absolute nonsense around all that. But I'll let you go because we could be talking about this for a long time.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
No, I really appreciate your time though. Again, we caught up recently. I'll put that video interview in the description below for people to see. Hopefully, we can see you towards the back end of the year on Sky Sports again.
Yeah, no, hopefully you will. Not hopefully you will see me back on TV soon.
That's good to hear, man. Thanks for doing this.
No problem. Thank you.
Nice one, bro.